So today we have a plant room to journey through. This is So. Say what's up, So. Let me see your teeth. Is we good with the dental hygiene? Huh? So is this what you want? Here. So listen, I've been working 12-hour shifts and I've been buck wild busy from sun up to sun down. But I know y'all don't care about that. So I mentioned that because despite how busy I've been, I finally opened my Etsy shop. Y'all know me. Y'all know I like to propagate plants. I have a high success rate when I cut and multiply my plants. So when it comes to my Etsy shop, I want to offer propagations from my personal collection. I don't think I'm going to be the type to go out and buy just a bulk amount of wholesale plants and just offer them out. I think it's more fun for me and it's just more personal that I offer plants from my personal collection for now, just because I know what type of media they were grown in. I know what the root system is. I know if the plant has been actively growing. And, a lot of the plants that I show on this channel, I'll be able to offer those out. And it's just a little bit more personal. I think it's a little bit more special for me. So that's my thought process with it right now. So it was important for me to start this Etsy shop, now so I could be in the swing of things by the time springtime rolls around. So as far as this plant room, I have 3 bedrooms upstairs. I decided to take the smaller bedroom and turn that into a plant room. And I kind of regret it because I want some more space. And you know how Instagram is very influential. You see people with these nice plant setups and displays, and you kind of want that. And you also know how it is in America. A lot of us have it good, but we still want better. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But enough for the chachi chachi. Let's go upstairs and see what's going on. Okay, so this plastic that I got covering the plant room door, I got off Amazon, and I put that there just so the moisture can stay in that room. I don't want the air conditioner from the rest of the house sucking all the moisture and the humidity out of this room. I also have a vent on the inside of this room. I covered that in plastic as well. So here it is. First, we have the DIEFFENBACHIA reflector. This is a very underrated plant. I don't see anybody post pictures of these anymore. I don't see them purchasing these anymore, but I feel like it's very underrated. Look at the pattern on this plant. Man, look, the midrib looks like it's just electrified. It's so lit up. So it's called a reflector, and it seems like it does reflect light to where it just shines. That's crazy. Oh, thank you, Panda Express, for these nice little affirmations. Don't be sleeping on the fortune cookie prophetic messages. Okay, next up we have these gloriosum propagations. So I've had a bigger gloriosum in the past. I propagated it. These are cuttings, and these are almost ready to go. These are almost ready to be listed for sale once it grows maybe 1 or 2 more leaves that are similar to this size. Yeah, they'll be ready to be listed. Here is another. I'll wait till a couple more leaves grow on this one and then cut this bleached leaf off. So behind that we have a Aglonema pictum tricolor. Very nice camo pattern on that. Very similar to the Dieffenbachia reflector. So for those of you who actually do have these two type of plants, Aglonema or Dieffenbachia, do not be worried if the bottom leaves have like some yellowing, because that's what this plant does. It grows in like a cane, almost like like the lucky bamboo plant or like a sugar cane. And in order for that cane to get taller, it has to drop these lower leaves. So that's what it does. It grows a new leaf out of the top, and then those lower leaves along the cane, those leaves will eventually yellow and drop so that the plant can grow taller. The good thing about the Aglaonema pictum tricolor is that it will propagate itself. As you can see, we have two new growth points down there because this plant does kind of grow like a rhizome to where it will put out new shoots and it will have like more of a bushy look in comparison to this one. And there is another propagation of Aglaonema pictum tricolor. Those are coming along just fine. Next plant, we have a philodendron El Choco Red. This is an old propagation from the past. This grew from a chunk, and I did not figure out how to care for this plant properly until I imported a bigger one. And I figured out that this plant does not like to dry out, and that is the reason why I have it in some kind of janky self-watering setup. I need to refill that, but it's coming along fine. And ever since I switched up, the way I care for it and I provide it with moist media, it grows consistently, both of them. All right, let's move down the shelf. Okay, this is an Anthurium Warocquianum Esmeralda. All right, so a couple of my Anthuriums, they just took a shit over the summer. Sorry to be frank with you, but yeah, it was like blazing hot heat inside of this room, and the Anthuriums did not like that. So this plant kind of slowed down because once I acclimated this plant after I imported it, it was growing fairly quick. As soon as it got hot, it slowed down. So it's a very easy plant, I would say. If you order one of these, I got mine from Ecuagenera as an import. It acclimated very easily, and I think that the care is easy, but I had some, oh no, this leaf, yeah, I gotta cut that off soon because this leaf looks like it's strung out on some kind of narcotic. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm gonna cut that one off. Yeah, this plant is an easy anthurium. So they say that the queen anthurium, the warrock, is hard to care for. This version right here, the Esmeralda, is very easy, I would say. Let's move on to the next shelf. Check this out. I got this Epiprimnum pinnatum growing up on the shelf, and I think it's attaching to the wood of the shelf. But yo, I cannot get my Epiprimnums to finish straight. My cousin, every time he gets one, his just finish straight and it looks like a Monstera, but for me, it's just not happening. What's going on with this new growth? Because this looks like it's going behind the shelf. Yeah, it's attaching to this wood and it's growing behind. I'm gonna leave it alone though. I have it in I have it in Leca. I just spray some nutrient water in there every once in a while and just leave it alone. All right, moving along, we have propagations of Alocasia cuprea. That's the newest leaf. Fairly easy. I had to put these back on this shelf. They were closer to a west-facing window in this room, but like I mentioned before, it was a bit too hot and they started to face downward because of all that heat and the sunshine. What's over here in this corner? These are propagations of Philodendron gigas, and they are coming along fine. I think both cuttings in here have a new leaf, so that's pretty cool. Next up, we have some new purchases. These two plants right here are Anthurium hybrids. I can't tell you what it's crossed with. I think I'll have to put that on the screen because I can't remember. But if I do, I remember. Let's see. I think it's like Anthurium Zara Michelle crossed with something else that turns red. As you can see, these new seedling leaves have like a red tinge to them. Oh, but yeah, those are two new hybrids, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna turn out to be. once they get mature, you can kind of, see the characteristics of the leaf. This is the mother plant of the Alocasia cuprea. As you can see, it lost some of its red coloring and some of the shimmer to it because I moved it back here so that it can get relief from the sun and the heat. All right, check this out. I imported a Philodendron Bonifaciae from Ecuador. The acclimation process was horrible. I ended up cutting the plant up, and now it's finally starting to come back. So this is like the propagation leaf right here, and this growth point just kind of split open, and now it's about to unfurl the leaf. So I'll be able to see what this plant is really all about pretty soon. So moving along in this corner, I have this Medusa head LED grow light. I'm gonna have to do something about this because I don't like the way this looks. But anyhow, in the corner on the plant stand, we have a nice little Philodendron Plowmonii. This is the one that is growing over rocks. So I have a display where I have it growing over rocks. Nice little Plowmonii coming along fine, no issues there. All right, look at this anthurium. This is my Anthurium Cyranoid velvet. I'm having issues with this plant because the heat has caused this plant to just freeze. This plant is just frozen in time right now. I mean, it has like a little growth point right there, but it's just not doing nothing. I don't know what to say, but I mean, I did switch up the media. I put it in like let's get this out of here. I found this plastic bowl, punch bowl, and I put leca at the bottom and all of that. And there is Path Cow mixed with a little bit of pumice. And then I put cocoa chunk at the top. I'm not sure. I just wanted to try it out. But we'll see what happens with this anthurium. Hopefully it'll wake the fuck up. Damn. All right. Below that, we have a nice Philodendron Plowmonii. This one is almost ready to be listed. I think it needs like one more leaf. I think it'll be ready to go. So that's that corner. Moving along, we have this IKEA Fabricor cabinet. So pretty much, I don't utilize this cabinet as much as I should, but on this top shelf, I do have some smaller anthuriums. And below that, so far in there, I just have the Cercestes mirabilis. Let's go in here and look at what's up. This is my Anthurium forgetii. I think this is the oldest leaf. And then we have a new one coming along right there. Okay, so in the back, we have a couple more Anthurium hybrids. So this is like a Anthurium Black Beauty, they call it. So you won't be able to see the real characteristics of this hybrid until these leaves start to really size up. This is also the Anthurium Black Beauty. It's mixed with a few things. I don't know. I will have to put it on the screen later when I read the description or my receipt. Back here we got, a normal crystallinum. Very nice, no nonsense. We got a couple of growth points off in there. I propagated this one myself. Once we get some nice looking leaves, this propagation leaf can go ahead and come off. This is a Clarinervium seedling that I have growing in Path Cow. It's doing just fine. Yeah, this is that Cercestes mirabilis. It's bouncy, it's firm. I see a couple of growth points in there because this plant kind of crawls. But I don't know, it grows slow, and I'm not a big fan of this plant so much anymore. On top of the Fabricor, we got this really big Scindapsus exotica. So one thing about a syndapsis, when you propagate it, it will take forever to grow leaves. So the more leaves that the plant has, the faster that the entire plant grows. So if you got more than 5 leaves, your syndapsis will be a fast grower. If you have like a cutting that is 1, 2, or 3 leaves even, it will grow slow. So on this table here, we have medium, silver. This is a new purchase. I put this in a drainless vessel, and if you see that wicking string down there, I need to refill this. It's also on a self-watering moss pole. As you can see, the wicking string up here. So I have not watered this pole, and as you can probably see by the color, it is still moist. The self-watering is functioning very well if I actually keep keep water inside of this vessel. But yeah, it stays moist, and that gives me a little bit of room for error. And I'm not sure if this has connected yet, but I just got this one, so I'm pretty sure it's on its way. Next to that, we got one of my favorite philodendrons. This is the bigger El Choco Red. And this plant here is just doing just well. Very velvety. We still got some red on the backs of the leaves. And it grows consistently. This is the oldest leaf that's probably about to drop soon. But yeah, this grows very well. Next to that, we have a cutting of a Milano Chrysum. I brought this one from outdoors, from the greenhouse, and I gave it a pole and a drainless system. I'm trying out Jasmina Lowe's method, but you know how we do. If I try out somebody else's method, I got to modify it to kind of make it work for me. But I gave it a moss pole, and I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna do good. I think it's gonna do good. But check out this Milano Chrysum. I imported this one not too long ago from Ecuagenera. Y'all remember the videos. I have it in a self-watering pot, as you can see. I'm not gonna pull all that out, but it has really big leaves. And check this out. I took off 2 top cuts, so I'm ready to take another top cut, and I air layered this with a plastic cup. I cut the plastic cup down the center and kind of got it around the stem, stuffed sphagnum moss in there, and the roots are going crazy inside of this air layering. I think y'all can see that. So yeah, this is the newest leaf after I air layered it. And I tell you, soon as the petiole releases, or soon as the stem releases this new leaf right here, I will make my cut down here, and I will have a top cut that already has a substantial root system. I don't want to cut it while this is still trying to unfurl. I want this to be out and photosynthesizing for the plant before I cut off, that air layering right here. I'm about to knock this joint over. Get right. Hey, but that new leaf, yeah, that's crazy. Starting to like the Milano Chrysum all over again because I don't know, for some reason it's starting to become easy for me to grow. Yeah, but that's that. What else is down here? We got this Machiavelli plant. I just put this Machiavelli plant in like just a regular drainless cup, and it's filled with rocks and sphagnum moss and bark. And I hold it up to the reflection of the light so I can see where the water level is. I keep like a very small level of water, and this plant does grow just fine like that. So that's that table. On the next table, we have this old greenhouse that I had for over a couple years already. I haven't got rid of it yet, but if I ever do something big and make a real big change, yeah, I'll get rid of this one. But I mean, we have a little Hoya section on the top shelf of this one. Y'all seen this one before? This is a Hoya Abovada variegated. Yeah, I should take this one out. Hopefully, I do not drop anything. But as you can see, I almost have it completely surrounded on this trellis. I really like this Hoya right here. It's definitely very easy, very fast. Yeah, I'll let that grow upwards until the leaves develop, and then I'll kind of wrap it and tie it however that I need to. This is actually the mother plant. So I mentioned in my Hoya video that this was actually a 2-leaf cutting and it outgrew the mother plant. This is the mother plant right here. So let me try and put this back. Yeah, this is the mother plant right here. That. And we have the Hoya incrusata mother plant. And that is a cutting of the Hoya incrusata. I do like the variegation on this plant, and it gives you these long oval shaped leaves. So when I get this one to trellis, like around like this obovata, I think this one will look real nice, and it gives you all kind of crazy variegation because you can get the sectoral variegation and you can get like the speckled. So that's pretty cool. Another Hoya obovata, and right there is a Hoya wyetii that should grow pretty full, and I'll get that to trail soon. Moving down to this lower level, I have some propagations and probably a couple of problem plants right here. But yo, check this out. So this is a new purchase right here. This is actually a philodendron orange marmalade. This is a pretty big cutting and it has a decent root system. This is the new shoot right here. The new leaf emerges with the new leaf actually looks kind of like this, but it will be very orange and then it will eventually fade down to the red. So that's pretty cool. We got some Alocasia silver dragon propagations. We have the Alocasia scalprum growing a new leaf and growing another pup down there. All right, that's like a Hoya sigillatus leaf. This is actually the only Hoya that I cannot get to grow. I cannot grow this Hoya, but it has a node and it's rooted, but it just won't grow. Uh, I'll just leave it alone. All right, next we got Alocasia aslanii. Oh wow, look at that. So it puts out a green leaf with these pink or purple veins that go crazy. So this plant is doing pretty well. Let me look at that leaf again, because that's pretty dope. All right, we have a problem child right here. I'm starting to feel like I made a mistake by propagating my philodendron leitnamii because this is one of the cuts that I made on it. It has a growth point, but this growth point is not really making moves. So maybe I shouldn't have cut that plant so quickly. I think I cut it like 2 weeks after I got it. uh, these are, oh my God, what are these? Hoya Thomsonii Splash. Just a couple of propagations that I'm letting grow out. Then we have a philodendron goldiana. Y'all know that the new leaf kind of comes out red. but it looks similar to the painted lady. So that's that little small tent, right? So before I move this alocasia, this is a alocasia Zebrina reticulata. Y'all seen this one? I actually should have put this one outside because I feel like it would have been a lot bigger by now. But it's actually holding on to 5 or 6 leaves. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, about 5 leaves. And I really like this alocasia, but it's in the way, so I got to move it. Hold on. Okay, so along this table here, we have some propagations. I think that may be a, what is this? A melanochrysum. Right here is a cutting of, this is actually a hybrid. This is the Patriciae crossed with Esmeraldens. So I'm trying to get that cutting to take off. This is my Philodendron glorious here. Philodendron splendid. Another Philodendron splendid back there. What is this? Chia Pence, along with the splendid. Another splendid back there. So trying to put these by this window so that, you know, can get a high amount of light. Therefore, it'll root up faster. Some of them I have rooting in leca. This one I have in path cow. This one in water. And that one is actually in tree fern fiber. So behind those cuttings, we have a Mandula pothos on a self-watering moss pole. Let's see if I can, let me rearrange a couple things and pull this out. All right, there we go. Mandula pothos on a self-watering pole that I did a video to. These roots are developed. So I'm ready for this plant to do what it's gonna do. Let's connect to this self-watering pole if it hasn't already. Let's see. Has it? Yeah, but you know, this is not the fastest growing pothos, but I really like the way it looks, and I feel like it really is gonna do well once it covers this pole. I'll leave that alone. I think we have another Philodendron Goldiana off in there, coming along with the new red leaf. And this big boy right here, my Philodendron, what is this? A Jose Bueno. Always does well for me. This is the newest leaf right here. We got a half moon situation with some splash. Look how big these leaves are getting. Crazy. I'm gonna have to propagate this one soon, but it's just like if you look at the nodes, they're just so close together. And this has started to attach to this dry moss pole right here. So yeah, probably a little bit too bright. Let's see if I can bring this out. Don't break. Please don't break. Nice. So below that we have my MONSTERA constellation. I mean, you all know, grow slow. This is the newest leaf. This new leaf just came out maybe like a week ago. So I just can't wait for this plant to, you know, pick up. So I do like my MONSTERA constellation. I just wish that it would stop being so juvenile, because it gave me a fenestrated leaf, and then this new leaf is not fenestrated. And it just grows so slow. But I mean, you know, it's okay. I mean, I have very few plants that grow slow, so it's okay that this one does. But I know this much: once I'm able to propagate this plant, that propagation will be going in path cow media, and hopefully it can outgrow the mother plant. Okay. So next we have this floor to ceiling plant stand right here. Let's take it from the top. This is my Philodendron Leitnamii. This is the mother plant. It's doing pretty well. I cut a leaf off. Overall, it's easy to care for. I mean, as you know, the new leaves come out with this bright, shiny red. The red stays on there for a really long time. But that's that. And next, growing on this, the sun is kind of like blinding, so I got to turn all these plants around. This is my Florida Beauty on this plastic sheet moss pole right here. And I'm glad that I set this plant up like this because it definitely, I don't know if you can see in there, it rooted into this moss pole very quickly. Has a new growth on the way. I think this one's going to take off pretty soon. And just a second. You can actually see the roots off inside of this moss pole. So that's, I was happy when I seen that. So this is a wish list plant come true. I have not had any issues with the variegation. Every leaf has been coming out with great variegation. And part of the reason is because it is the afternoon right now. It gets this afternoon sunshine that comes through this window. And I kind of have like a window film to kind of, buffer some of the light so it's not so strong. So that's probably the reason why this plant is holding on to a lot of variegation and it's connected to this pole. So I think it'll, hop into maturity fairly quick. Behind that, we have a nice billiete, Philodendron billietiae, to be exact. This is the newest leaf right here in the front. And we have 4 other leaves. This is actually a top cut that just started going crazy with growth. I have the mother plant living outdoors, and that one is doing well too. All right, next we have Philodendron UPI. Look at it. Look at it. It's connected to this moss pole, and it's starting to put out mature leaves, as you can see. I'm pretty sure this next leaf will be just as mature as this one. These are the juvenile leaves, and I bought this as I think it's like a tissue cultured seedling sized. So yeah, that one is about to be a beast after a while. I'll give you the updates. And below that, we have the Philodendron White Princess. This one has also connected to the moss pole. I don't need to show y'all, it's connected. Trust me. This is the newest leaf, and it's putting off a new one right now. So that's this stand right here. Oh, I forgot one. We have a Syngonium down here. This is let's see if I can get in here. This is a Syngonium aurea. I have that one in a mix of, let me reach down here. It's like a mix of Path and different types of rocks, pine and all of that. But it's rooting up really nice and it's putting out big leaves with the variegation. Has that Polaroid variegation where it will look like it's green on green. And then when the leaf gets old, it will harden off to this yellow and cream color variegation. For this next table, we have my pride and joy right here. This is my Philodendron Strawberry Shake. Ooh, growing in Path. I transferred this to Path some time ago, and the roots are going pretty crazy in here, and it's growing consistently. I would say that. So this was the leaf. I got a 1-leaf cutting. This is that original leaf is still here, and it put off this new leaf not too long ago. Literally like, let's see, 2 weeks or less, 2 weeks ago. And just yesterday, this leaf fully unfurled. And it looks like it's going to be half moon. So when this hardens off, you'll see all of the color come out, kind of like this one. And then after the color comes out, the sun will kind of give it pink, some pink sun stress to it. So I feel like this leaf right here is going to look pretty nice because all of this is going to turn yellow and then have a pink tinge to it. So I'm just so happy I got a good philodendron strawberry shape. Ooh, it's hot. So behind that, we have a couple propagations of Florida Ghost. Y'all know I had that big Florida Ghost. I cut it up, and I have a lot of these that will be listed on my Etsy soon. So this is the propagation leaf right here. Soon as we get one more growth, soon as we get another leaf, I can cut the big propagation leaf off, and this plant will look like something. But it's gonna mature quick because, hold on. But it's gonna mature fairly quickly because that stem is pretty thick. Same with this one. Once I get another leaf, I'll cut this propagation leaf off, and then we'll have a nice little plant that I can list for sale. Should be easy to ship. And the roots are going crazy in this leca. Both of them. Look, you see what I did? I took a couple of the window shades for like your car, and I put it on these windows so I can block a little bit of that light. But on this windowsill, we do have the Hoya polyneuria doing just fine, and we have a philodendron white knight growing there. Here is another philodendron white knight, but this one is growing in path cow. Roots are going crazy, and it put out this nice variegated leaf here. So this propagation leaf, I'll be able to cut that off, and this plant is on its way. So being that this one grew in path cow and it put out a variegated leaf, I need to see if the path cow is responsible for that. There's no way to know, but if this keeps putting out variegated leaves, then I'm definitely going to transfer all my other white knights into path cow because I still have some more left. So below that, we have the philodendron dragon scale. It hasn't done much growing yet, and it's probably gonna crash. I gotta wait till next spring for that to really pop off. Next to that, we have the philodendron burl marks variegated. Got a half moon right there with a little bit of white because of the sun. Different variegation, but yeah, this plant is taking off. It's going crazy. I'm not a big fan of it just because of the way it grows, but it's here. And down on the table, we have a hybrid philodendrons radicans crossed with luxurians, maybe. And maybe I should show you all my hydrometer. Currently in this room, it's 93 degrees with 59% humidity. So it's hot in here. As I'm filming, I am like dripping sweat because, yeah, 93 degrees. So you can imagine what was going on during the summer when it was going like, 100 plus. But next to that, we have my good humidifier. I love this humidifier because I get to open it like that and put water in there. Then that's the meter that shows how much water. And I get to go ahead and turn this on. So I love this humidifier here. But right next to the humidifier, look at this. This is my philodendron ruizii, aka Wheezy Baby. Now I don't play about my philodendron Wheezy. I really like this plant, and I'm like, how come people are not getting this? It's so easy to grow, it definitely gives, I need to give this plant like a whole explanation. Hold on. You know what? This plant actually relaxes me. I don't know why. It definitely gives a nice tropical vibe. Like it doesn't give me a jungle vibe. It reminds me of Miami or Bahamas. I could just imagine this plant right here just going up a big palm tree. And it's so simple, no nonsense. It's giving you these big leathery leaves right here. And it's actually a prolific climber. Let's twist it around. Yeah, it has it rooted into this dry cocoa husk pole, and it's just easy to grow, and it looks really good as a climbing plant, you know. So I'll say once again, I think I featured this in another video. I highly recommend this philodendron right here. I got it for, if I can remember correctly, I got it for 30 bucks, and just look at it. It's taking off. I really like this one. This one is a simple, no nonsense. We got a crazy Hoya section right here. Oh yeah, let's go in. Oh, okay. We got these Sansi LED lights. I finally got another Sansi LED light because I wanted to sun stress some of my Hoyas. And that's exactly what happened because since I put this Hoya macrophylla here, the two new leaves have evenly sun stressed due to this Sansi LED light. And even my Hoya caudata put off this new leaf and is getting sun stress and some splash. So yeah, this Sansi LED, I'll put the link in the description because it really is doing a trick. And that light over there, I want to replace that with another Sansi because I don't like all of them wires. But let's get into these Hoyas right here. We have a Hoya Botanica, fast grower. All of these Hoyas grow fast, if you ask me. Yeah, I really like this one, and I need the, the new leaves are coming out sun stressed because it's close to this LED. And this is just a beautiful Hoya right here. Real nice. This is the dinner plate Hoya. Grows fast, grows nice. I guess my only complaint, if any, would be that it's not getting really big. But I actually don't care. I think it will start sizing up once it gets around this trellis. And I'm really feeling this Hoya caudata splash. Trying to get it to where you can really see the colors. The splash is crazy on this one. It's growing fairly well. We're getting sun stress on the new leaves. I am happy with this Hoya here. All right, below that. Oh, do I know the name of this one? No, but I'll put it on the screen. I think it's like a latitude, longitude number or like a cell block number or something. We just call it a cell block 8. Hoya cell block 8. I just got this one. It's under the Sansi LED. And soon after I got it, it started to put out this new growth here. Crazy. So I think I got this plant because I wanted the Hoya clemensorium. Y'all know that plant is expensive. And I felt like this one looked similar. Look at that leaf. It looks similar. It had the crazy veins and some splash on it, some silver splash. So I figured like, yo, this is like less than half the price. Might as well get this. Next we have, I met this cool girl. She's a part of the my local plant group on Facebook. She sold me this Hoya Finlaysonii for a really good price. And it was good meeting her because she's good peoples. That was pretty cool. This next one here is a Hoya Germany But you know, games are being played because this Hoya is not from Germany, but they call it Hoya Germany. So yeah, I ain't gonna even hold you. This next one is a Hoya elliptica. This is the fastest growing Hoya that I have. Yeah, I'll take a lot of cuttings off of this. I feel like it's gonna flower soon because this Hoya just be going to work. Next to that, we have another Hoya that I don't know the name of, but this is the newest leaf it grew in my care, and it has some splashing to it, contrary to the leaves that I purchased it with. So it grew some splashing, and this leaf's not even hardened off, so it's going to get bigger. Yeah, that's going to be a beast. We have a little Hoya obscura right there. I need to put that in the windowsill or higher up so that these LEDs can sun stress, because this one gets like a cherry red sun stressing on there. You can see a little bit there, but if I put it up higher and closer to the LED, new leaf should start to show that nice bright red color. We got the Hoya croniana splash. It finally went all the way around the trellis, so any growth after that, I'm gonna just let trail down. We have another cutting of the Hoya macrophylla dinner plate, and look at this beauty right here. This is a Hoya crassiopediolata splash. Yeah, that one's pretty cool. And we have the Hoya callistophylla. So that's my little Hoya section that I worked on. I made sure I got this little light stand so I can put that Sansi LED in these here. And I love the way this whole little section looks right here. All right, last but not least, we have this center island right here. I got plants under the table. So under the table, we have this Anthurium clarinervium that just will not grow fast. I don't know what happened. I mean, I told you I had a Hoya, not a Hoya, what is this? I had an Anthurium clarinervium back in 2020 that would just go crazy. But oh well, I'll be patient. This is another Hoya radicans crossed with luxurians. This is a new Hoya right here. This is like Hoya coralina or something like that. So it has some new growth coming along. Next to that, we got a nice little pink princess. This is the newest leaf. Came out with some pink variegation. That's the thing with this one right here. Let me pull it out. It's a nice looking plant, but it just is not consistent with variegation at all, which I don't mind. I wish it was just all green, and I kind of got a wish come true because, you know, Sean from Green Man Grow 7, he gave me the philodendron Royal Queen. So that's pretty much, you know, pretty much looks just like this, but with, you know, solid green leaves and a red back. But, you know, it gave me a pink leaf here. It was like waited a little bit, and then it gave me a pink leaf here. And I like the way it is. I just like this up against this burlap pole. I feel like that red stem up against the brown natural material, it looks pretty good. We have a philodendron delinksii right here, not much to see. It's a cutting from the big plant in the greenhouse. Pretty cool. Next to that, we have the Anthurium Forgetii dark form. This is the new leaf here. And it's pretty much a consistent grower. I have it growing in PHILO actually. I got this glass vessel from the dollar store. Look at the bottom with the water reservoir, and all of this is PHILO right here. And it seems to be doing just fine in that. Roots are growing, and you know, we're all good. So yeah, I really love this Anthurium right here. Next to it, we have the Anthurium pedatum. That's the newest leaf there. Starting to become a beast. I probably need to water it though. And next to that, we have my philodendron Bob C. My Bob C has officially connected to this pole very quickly. I feel like less than a week after I gave it this setup, it's this actual pole is self-watering. You can see the wicking string there, and let's see, the roots are starting to take off in this leca. You can see the wicking string down there, and look at that root. Yeah, that root is coming from the stem right there. So I feel like this Bob seed is gonna go crazy after a while. So next up, we have this Syndapsis. Pick this tricolor. So it's a tricolor. It's not the Exotica. I guess it has another variation of green in there. I put it in Path Cow because every new leaf would just every time it grows a new leaf, an old leaf would drop. So it's been stable in this Path Cow. So once, and I think I told you all before, when you have one leaf on a Syndapsis, it grows slow. Soon as you get, like more than 3 or 4 leaves, then it'll just start taking off like crazy. So once this one does that, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it looks. All right. Yeah, I'm having trouble with this Anthurium recavum right here. I actually give up on this plant. I know there's another plant that's like easier care. So I'm starting to read. Oh, look at this. Oh, shit. Yeah, this recavum was not doing well with the heat. This table was getting hit by direct sun in the afternoon from this window. So it kind of got damaged before I put that window screen on top of it. But yeah, it's not doing so well. We have a Majestic back here that's on this pole, coming along fine, but I'm not a big fan of that plant so much anymore. Up here, we have a crazy Philodendron Splendid. So my Philodendron Splendid is doing really great on this pole. I have 2 cuttings down here, and we have the main stem that has connected to this pole's roots, all within this moss pole here, which has actually caused this new leaf to come out pretty big. So it is substantially bigger than this leaf here and the leaves below it. So yeah, this is on its way to being a crazy Philodendron Splendid here. Next to that, we have the Anthurium Crystal Mag. I actually messed around and gave this one tap water. And that's why we have like some damage on the leaves. That leaf is not looking too hot, but I mean, it's there. You can't expect 100% perfection from Anthuriums. We have some new growth. And then we have this leaf here. So like I said, this summer I didn't do well with my Anthuriums, but next summer I got a game plan, so it'll be all right. This is the plant room. I have a lot more plants, in my greenhouse, in my living room, and other rooms. But this is my setup for now. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider subscribing to my channel and also shop Elroy District on Etsy. I'll keep you updated with new listings that I put, on the shop, and I think you all will be there for the journey when I propagate plants and we see the results of those propagations. So there's a lot more to come. Also like and comment. Shout out to the district. I thank you all for your support. I appreciate you all just, interacting with me and supporting everything that I do. So God bless everybody. That's it. I'm out.